I used to have a misconception when it comes to dating.
The one who comes next
I used to want someone who will hold me down.
will not have to be reminded.
Like people would say, my ride or die. But as I got older and I experienced a lot of stuff when it relates to relationships, I don't want someone to hold me down anymore.
The one who comes next will not need a tutorial on how you should be treated.
What I want and what I need is someone to lift me up.
The one who comes next will know what they are supposed to do, so you don't have the responsibility of raising a grown-up that ain't your child.
You're tuning into Life Lessons with your host, Delano Carey, where we discuss hard, difficult topics. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Thank you for joining us on yet another Life Lessons with your host, Delano Carey. On tonight, we're going to be discussing a topic that is very, very interesting. Intimacy. What is intimacy in a marriage and a relationship? On tonight, I have a very, very special guest in studio. Can you introduce yourself, Mom?
Hello, yes, I am Larissa Roll Wilson. I'm here to dialogue about intimacy. Do enjoy.
And what do you do? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, presently I am a human resource clerk at the Assessment and Training Unit of the Public Service.
Okay. So what does that entail?
It entails assessing persons to move to the next level, whereby you have to go through some training, you have to go through some progress reports.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So how long have you been doing that?
I have been there for about 2 years.
2 years. Yes. Okay. Awesome. So we're gonna go right into it. What is true intimacy? What does that mean to you?
Well, true intimacy, it's a forensic.
I want you look at Gabriel. They think you're scared and you look it away.
True intimacy is having, for individuals, having the ability to forensically study, learn, and to be able to more or less be tactical and know how to strategize with their partner or their significant others.
Okay. Because it's a lot more to intimacy than just the physical, which we would call sex.
Yes.
So what does that look like, being intimate without being sexually intimate?
Okay, firstly, intimacy should begin being intimate with a person's mind, whereby you learn how they move, how they maneuver, find tactical ways of knowing how to deal with that individual. As we know, no one is perfect.
No, definitely not.
But we have to come to a common ground whereby we're able to relate, we're able to grow, we're able to help one another along without actually or before the physical touch.
Right.
Yes.
Because for this generation, my guest who was on last week, she called this dating in this generation microwavable. That's the term that she used. She said it's quick and it isn't good for you. When it relates to intimacy, again, you can be intimate without being sexually.
You can.
You got my toenails is a level of intimacy.
It is.
Me loosening up your braids
It's a level of intimacy.
is a level of intimacy because it's a connection that is beyond it is somewhat physical, but it's beyond that actual exchange.
The act, yes.
You understand? So what happens in a relationship when intimacy fades, and how can both parties work to rekindle intimacy?
Well, what happens when intimacy fails? It is because we lose interest. Not so much lose interest, but that's where taken for granted is present. And it's by, persons say, well, I get you, so that's it. But you have to, you have to continue to build.
Right.
You have to continue. It's like a germination process. Germination process is more like an expectation. You're expecting the harvest. So in order to get the harvest, you have to actually follow the steps.
Right.
You have to be able to identify shortcomings, be able to communicate, be able to dialogue, be able to, have confrontations, constructive criticisms of ways how we could get better. And so, yeah, we got our.
I definitely agree with everything you've said.
Mhm,
But like question number two,
mhm,
it states, what happens in a relationship
mhm,
when intimacy fades,
mhm,
and how can both party work to rekindle it? Um, from me as a guy,
mhm,
if I'm in a relationship
mhm,
and you've been, and by intimate I mean you've been affectionate, you've been loving on me, and all of a sudden you withholding that, that could do some damage to your
okay.
ego as well, because you was just giving me all of you in a sense, and now you're holding it back. So when you, even with a female, you're in a relationship, your significant other have been loving on you, and now he or she is withholding that. How can you go back to that state of intimacy after, I guess, the love bombing is over, in a sense?
Okay, you have to first acknowledge
Mm,
that something is going wrong. And then you will have, like I said, you have to have a dialogue. You have to have
correct.
that open communication. Male has this ego and woman has this pride.
Say it again.
Male has this ego and woman has this pride, whereby, child, if he and I into that, and a man like, look, I need my respect or whatever the case is. We both have to just break that ground barrier and just come to the table of things. Something's going wrong. This is how we used to be.
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
happening?
How
What
do we
can
get
I
back
do?
there?
How can we get back there?
Yeah.
I can't be in one child, he ain't getting this, whatever the case. No, you
Yeah.
can't do that.
In a marriage, you won't give it a minute.
Yeah, some women withhold it and that's
They,
witchcraft.
some women weaponize sex
Yes.
when it relates to their marriage. They do.
But
They
that's a
weaponize
dangerous
it.
ground. That is a
It
dangerous
is. It
ground.
opens up doors for
It
other
opens up
stuff.
doors, yes, that you're
And
going to regret.
I don't know if a man is. Possibly a man would withhold sex if he feels disrespected.
Mhm,
If he feel like his masculinity is being cut down.
mhm.
Why would I be turned on, or why would I want to be
Is
intimate
it
with
with
you?
someone that.
Even beyond sex, why would I want to cuddle with you?
Mhm,
And that's where I think a lot of snapping at people happens,
mhm.
because male or female, you've disrespected me,
Yes.
and you've disrespected me in a way that I'm lashing out.
Yes.
And I can either lash out based on how I speak to you, or
Mhm,
don't touch me.
mhm.
The touch of
You irritates me.
what, it grosses me right out, because I'm not in that mind state whereas I want to be
It
close
gives
to you.
you. Yeah.
You understand?
Well, see, that's where the barrier needs to be broken.
Yeah.
Because by you trying to avoid male or female,
Mhm.
because both sex does this.
Yeah.
If you continue to do it, like you said, you open up doors. Now, love, person think intimacy is just love. Intimacy is also integrity. Intimacy,
Well, say it again.
intimacy is also integrity. It's also love. Me, I've been in a failed marriage before, and a lot of things were taken for granted.
Yeah.
Whereby my thing is, you ain't doing what you supposed. A woman is what she see. A woman is what she see. She not she, a man is what he sees. A woman is what she hears. So if you don't affirm your lady because you're getting in this comfortable spot, and you don't acknowledge your man and give him that respect and that kudos, someone else could be a there, boy, you smell good. Now you just leave home for me.
Yes.
I ain't even look at you.
Yes. No
I-
acknowledgement.
no
Oh, yeah,
acknowledgement.
that look good, eh? No
Oh,
acknowledgement.
No acknowledgement.
And it definitely, you are correct.
Yes.
Coming from a failed marriage too, I can speak on that.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes you back, because here it is, I'm not getting what I want from my significant other,
Mm-hmm.
but someone else out
For my
there
comfort space.
is willing to give me what he or she
It's
doesn't
holding
want
back.
to. And I think that is actually one of the questions. Which question is that, producer? That's question 5.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do when you yearn for affection, but you can't get it from the person it's supposed to come from? So definitely you're touching on that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you have to be intentional, and you must acknowledge the bare minimum.
Mm-hmm. You have to.
You have, let's say you have some sort of dirt or powder on you,
Mm-hmm.
I'm your significant other.
When I was in
And I let you, you're a representation of me.
Yeah.
And I'm letting you go there like that. What type of man would I be? Because I want my woman luck the best.
Foolishness.
And it should be vice versa.
It should
She
be.
should want me to luck my ultimate best. And because when you step, you represent me. When I step, I represent you.
Because it is, because even if a phone call through the day you're to the office, I don't know what you're fatigued with or what you're going through. I call, boy, don't forget you're sexy now. Don't let no one touch my things.
What? I can't wait to get home.
Okay. So it's anticipation. You know, you be tactful, find ways and means, okay, I know baby like chocolate. You don't just have to bring on birthday. I'm telling you, if you have to bring me flowers and chocolate on Valentine's, sweetie, you won't love me.
You know, I had a discussion with a counseling session with someone, and the gentleman said, in 9 years of marriage, he don't know what it is for his wife to ever ask him, what do you want to eat? He said when he come home, whenever she would eat, she didn't cook. But she never once asked him, what do you want to eat?
What do you want?
And that was so big then with the new relationship that he's in.
And how you want it prepared.
She calling him and asking him,
What you want to eat?
what do you feel like eating? What do you want to take up? What do you want to, I can stop and get. For some persons, that may seem so minute, so small. But for him, that's so big.
That showing that you're concerned. You're thinking about me.
Another thing, he's a gentleman. I like t-shirts. He likes socks.
Right.
He said he had a lot of, I guess, designer socks. And with his past relationship, when he get a hole in his socks, he would just throw it away. But with his new wife, when he have a hole and he's ready to throw them socks away, when he look back, they stitch.
She repaired them.
So
She know you. She love him. You love him. That you went to the hole.
So for him, and I'm listening, and I'm listening to him, and I'm looking at how he's literally glowing and lighting up when he talks about the simplicity of the relationship, but how big it is to him.
Yeah.
So I think it's very important for you to notice the little.
It is. Because some person you get lost with the big thing because it's just for a minute, a few minutes, and then you forget about it. But the small, significant things matters a lot because that means you actually took the time to say, "Hey, babes, like this. Let me go get this."
Wow, yeah.
You know, make him feel special. Make the lady feel special. Make one another feel special because guess what? The tighter you are, it's more comfort space for you to get to know one another. Be more comfortable. Be more open. You understand? It's like a close network.
I definitely agree. And the reality is, what you won't do, someone else will try.
Someone else will try.
And what you may now don't see in your significant other, people still see the good in them.
See the good in them, yes.
So you have to be, and prayer.
Prayer.
You have to pray for them, cover
It's
them.
it's a main key.
You definitely have to cover your significant
Ask God
other.
to allow understanding and compassion.
Yeah.
We
And
must
soften
have,
your heart if your
yes,
heart
we
is
must
turned.
have compassion.
If your heart has turned, you must
Yes.
pray for it to be softened.
Yes.
If you want to save this
And
relationship.
save the relationship. Yeah.
Question 4.
Mm-hmm.
How can a lack of intimacy lead to isolation? Because you have some people, they married. They live together. But they are definitely isolated. They feel like they're in prison. You're in the west wing and I'm in the left wing. So how can you move from that state of isolation, and how can lack of intimacy put you there?
Okay. Again, it's back to communication. You have to learn how to communicate it. It is important. We can't avoid it.
Effectively.
Yes, it is important. Even if you feel like they don't want to see you physically right now, write a note. And write a note. Put a note on the fridge, baby, I love you. I don't understand what we're going through right now, but I love you. Put a note on the fridge. See, I learned from my failed marriage that I took for granted.
Yeah.
Put a note on the fridge, honey, I love you. I understand we went through something and you don't want to see me right now, but I'll be right here at the same space when you need me.
And that's important. You hear what you said? You learn. That's important so that you don't create the same problems.
Cycles.
Yeah. That's very important. And I looked at you and I smiled. I did a wedding, I think, 2 weeks ago. And one of the things that I said is always communicate. even when it's not easy to communicate.
Always.
If I gotta go and I gotta send you a text to say, hey babes, this is how I'm feeling. I hear you. I hear you and I listen to what you said and I understand. Because whatever is big to you is big to me.
Correct.
But if I realize that we're butting heads and we can't communicate effectively because we're in the same space, I'm gonna send you a text. Even if you don't respond to that text, the fact that I know you read the text,
Yes.
that helps. So sometimes you have to remove yourself from the situation and reconvene
Yes.
because it gets too hard. Especially we
Yeah.
Caribbean people.
And you want to say you
We
want
get
to
hard
say
headed.
regret.
Yeah. And never ever say something out of anger that you can't take back.
That's true.
I prefer to go silent and I leave you before I say something that will cut you deeper than a knife.
Yes. Because that it is a fib that sticks and stones may break my bones, words never. That's a lie from the pit of hell.
Words hurt.
Because every time I see that person, I'm going to remember what you
Words
say.
hurt. Words definitely do hurt. Words definitely. And very often when a relationship is going through a toxic phase, that's when sometimes you say stuff not only out of anger, but out of not being intentional and aware, not thinking that geez, what I'm gonna say will travel with us forever. And like you say, whenever we get in an argument, that replays because trigger words.
Yes.
And you may leave that relationship, and that person, someone else, may say something in that vein or similar,
Yeah,
and that take you
just-
right back. That take you right back there.
Yeah,
You
we are
understand?
back with flash. So it's best, and also to build, like you said at the beginning, which is vitally important, build that intimacy with God with your relationship. And He will guide you sometimes, still words, and even the Bible, you look at it, you could even look up stuff. They have stuff in the diary, in the dictionary part of the Bible, how to avoid anger, how to avoid confrontation, negative confrontation.
Now, it ain't always easy.
No, it isn't.
It
It ain't always easy because my thing is, if I feel like you are taking me from me, knowing me, I say, now listen to me. Blah, blah, blah. You know, a woman go from A to Z and other letter after Z.
I know.
Women do.
You do?
Yes, because we want to be heard.
Right.
But there is a weapon, women, that I will share another time, not around men, but there is a weapon. Well, anyhow, silence is very powerful.
That hurts more than anything.
Yes, because you don't know what your partner is thinking.
What?
And me, so my ex-husband used to use that on me, so you know these guys would crawl up in the bed and just lay and try to figure out.
So, let's say, okay, so he's silent or you're silent.
He was silent.
And you crawl up under him.
Yes.
Man, you do that to me, I can talk. So my feeling next week, what? I telling you everything will happen throughout the day. What I think I want it to happen throughout the day. What I feel like we need to happen. And I think too, knowing your partner love language goes a long way.
A long way.
And paying attention to it.
Yeah.
Because signs are there when things are wrong. But sometimes we are so caught up in our needs
Yeah.
that we forget and we neglect
Yeah.
the signs.
Because one day he came through the door, because my ex-husband was very quiet. He came through the door and he slammed the door. So I was preparing his dinner at the time, and I was like, I had to take a bath up. You know, I said, I want something at once. I say, hey, hon. Yeah. So what I did, I went and ran his water, bathed him off,
What?
took him out the tub,
You say
dry
no
him
now?
off.
Do not come in my inbox asking for a number.
Dry him off and, give him his dinner. And I'm like, babes, a man will be like, if you ask a woman how your day, well, this happened, Jerry had on green shoes, but a man, you have to pull that out of him. You have to get him in a comfortable spot that he can elaborate.
Because very often people say men don't talk. We do talk. You just have to be listening.
Yes, you have to listen to that.
Listen to it.
Sometimes, their action speaks.
Yeah, definitely. And very loud.
Loud.
And, if I'm in a relationship, I'm not going to ask my significant other, but baby, what you think? Because she can say, I know. But if I come to her and I say, babe, what you feel about this?
Feel about this.
Oh, I can need a notepad.
Notepad.
Now a man, when you come to a man and you say what you think, he's thinking.
Yes, he's thinking.
So you have to know how to approach your significant other. Don't ask how what she think. Ask her how you feel about
How you
this.
feel about this?
That's the way to get them.
Because a woman feel like, okay, I get his ears now. He listening to me. I'm important.
What? She not feeling.
She in her feelings.
Yeah.
I gonna get ice cream. I gonna sit down. I can elaborate and tell you everything. Just
I agree.
because you open up that comfort space.
Yeah.
That's our personal space, so we're able to talk to one another. That's why intimacy. Yes, intimacy is intimacy. Everyone should know how to please your partner. Even that.
What kind of
That's a different.
what
That's
kind,
a different.
what kind of pleasing?
That is a
What
different.
kind of pleasing we talking
That is a
about?
different
Yeah.
level of intimacy.
I drink water. What kind of pleasing? I don't know.
Yes, okay. What you mean? You have to know how to please your intimate partner, your partner, because if that, what is your fantasy?
Well, you say I'm that woman.
What is your fantasy?
You
Let me
only
read your
live, you
fantasy.
only live no room open for jail down the road.
No,
They come in.
no. Ain't no Jezebel, Bell, whatever. Gonna take
No.
whatever. I'm gonna be your slut. I'm gonna be everything to
Tell me
you.
what you need.
What you need, and Mama's gonna bring it for you. I got you.
I hope the single females listening.
I got you. See, you have to be able to transform for your significant. That's your palace.
And vice versa.
Yes, the male have to be able to
Because
transform.
if you're not comfortable with me, because you feel like I'm not, tell me. Because
Yeah.
the worst thing you need your partner to feel is ashamed.
Yes.
That this is something that I want to arc out with you, my significant other,
Yeah.
my husband or my wife.
Mm-hmm.
But if I bring this to you, I feel like I'm going to be ashamed.
No. And and I would say even as physicians, if something is uncomfortable, baby, it was good, but it was uncomfortable. Can we
Right.
find another way to?
Communication in that aspect.
Yes. You have to be able to do it. And some women, they're so straight to the point. I need this. I need that.
What?
Sweetie, you better be able.
Well, I said the stories. You think guys, yeah.
No, you have to be
No,
able.
but
Yes, some
say,
women do that.
What you want me to do? That? I is your wife.
I know something, but
No,
you're
what?
supposed to do everything for your husband.
Yeah.
He won't have a chance. Make him tired. He won't have a chance to even go out there.
And then run the water.
I remember now. Bathe him, massage him, all of that is intimacy.
It is. And
Finding out what he wants to eat is intimacy.
Yeah.
Just cuddling up and watching a nice movie is intimacy. Watching football. That time I say, strike him out and all that.
You don't even know what's going on.
I know what's going on, but I don't.
The fact that you are there.
I'm there.
Yeah.
I'm eating all the popcorn and I'm right there doing the cheerleaders,
You
doing
don't
the
even know
twerk.
what's going on.
I say, okay, halftime now. Let me do the twerk. Let's do our halftime.
This time this team getting beat dead, but.
Dead bad. So I gotta take his mind off that.
Alright.
So yes.
I get it, and I definitely agree. What you think about shared dating? Because I have a thing whereas whomever I end up with, I be the one doing all the plan, all the date planning. I'm gonna do two
And you
per
do.
month.
And
You
you.
do two. Whatever you want to do, you plan it, you pay for that,
Yes.
and vice versa.
I believe it's because it's the thought
Yeah.
that counts. You actually take time out of your list to actually please me, make me happy.
And
I feel it should be shared, yeah.
and the reason why I said it is, very often men, we the only one taking you out on dates. I want to go on a date too.
Yeah. I'll call you, say, hon, okay. Like what I did one time, I got him, I went to this place. I learned, you have to know your man's size.
Yeah.
I went and I got him some
Say
shoes.
it again.
Know your man's size. You have to know
And
everything.
his perfume is a
Cologne.
choice.
Yes.
Don't buy that man a cologne when he stopped wearing 10 years ago.
10 years ago.
But you wasn't paying attention to know he changed his scent 5
Yes.
times.
So what I did, I went into the store.
watched someone do
I went into the store. I went into the store, and I said, you know how there's right on it the cologne scents, and I said, put the name on it and spray it. And so I got the coffee actually takes over. So I
Right.
said, babes, you like this? So he smelled and he said, yeah, this one good. And then I said, like this. He said, you like that? Yeah. Then he said, okay. And he wasn't thinking nothing about it. But that weekend, he had a basket made up with all the scents that he liked.
God may give you all a number.
So it is important, when you get involved with somebody, you're there to actually add. If they don't add to you, if they're there for subtraction, you don't need them.
I agree.
I should be able to add to you.
Right. I definitely agree. The worst thing you can cause as a significant other is a person to feel like they are in a prison Love should not feel like a
No.
conflict and jail.
No,
It should
not.
come. It should be easy. It should be free.
Yes.
I should want to come home to you. You should want to come home to me.
I don't know. Maybe if I call you and say, look, I have something on the door for you when you reach inside.
What would that
Something
be?
on the bed.
For him?
I wait for you to go,
Uh-huh.
and then I do whatever I have to do. I make up the bed and do whatever I have to do on the bed. And when you come home, hey babes, I already mind you, I already prepped. So guess what? I get off early. So I go to work early enough. I strategically planned that evening. Go to work early because I know I get off early to be here before you. Prepare me. When you walk in the door, music on. I didn't change the light bulb. Don't
Oh, you
ask
got me. Whatever you ask me for after that,
light
you got
bulb
me.
change red, blue light bulbs flashing, your music, your type of music I put on,
That's
your
it.
champagne that you want, your whatever on the table.
That's it.
And guess what? You ask me, so what is this for? It's all
Just because.
Just because.
You do something like that to me, I ask you if you want me to amputate my toe and give it to you.
Yes, because you.
My head going after that.
They
What?
give you a nice shower, massage. It's
And the rest of you,
I'm telling you.
next thing they know, they wondering why I have this woman picture on my car. I go get my car door and them airbrush people and airbrush your own face on my.
Yes.
But if that's what it takes to make you sick, in all fun and jokes.
No.
Aside, if this person is your husband or your wife or your significant other and they mean something to you and you value them, show it.
Show it.
Just because gifts and you don't on this job you don't know the stress this person might be enduring. And
Yes.
when they come home they showing
That's a
face.
piece.
They showing face when they come home. But
They will run to come home.
you just surprise them and say, you know what, I'm gonna send Craven. This ain't a plug, but I order you lunch. It's coming.
It's coming now.
What?
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Cause I done had one chip in my bag and
Oh,
one
babes,
soda.
I send a singogram with lunch and
Don't
so-
send me no single gram, cause if they off key, I can tell them. If they off key, I can
But for
stop
one like me, I could sing
Okay.
so I'll come myself.
Don't send me.
Yeah.
Don't send me no single gram. If they are off key, I'm gonna say, hey, mom, just give me the gifts. Thank you so
Yes,
much
thank you
for
very much.
your service. I appreciate you.
My God,
Godspeed.
not
God
driving that
bless you.
Mr. Carey.
Well, I'm being honest. Because I know music, so if you're off key,
Yeah.
I might start tapping and try get your back on.
Oh Lord.
But the reality is, if they matter,
It matters. That's the
express
thing.
it.
If it matters,
express
express.
it.
Sure, because someone is out there waiting.
Yeah.
Waiting for you to mess up.
Well, in the win,
I'm telling you. Waiting for you to mess up just for them to jump in there and show you how it's done.
listen, I'll speak from my personal experience. Now being someone who's divorced, the amount of people who I didn't know even had interest
Interest you. Correct.
is shocking.
Yes, because they watch from a distance how you treated and maneuvered.
They watch how I am a father, they watch how I was, and so hands-on. And to me, what I did was what I think a man and a father should automatically be. And I think simply because I've seen so many persons done it wrong,
Correct.
I felt as though I needed to get it right.
Get it right.
And people are watching. You don't know who have that camera on you,
Who have that camera?
but it's on you.
Mhm.
And that past episode taught me that.
Yes. Mine's also taught me that you just cannot take someone for granted. You don't know what you have until it's gone.
Wow.
You know how you used to bend over backwards. Guess what? If I could plan trips for us to go, look, hon, meet me to the airport. What are you meet you at before? Just meet me to the airport.
They ain't got no mini you somewhere. Hey, Annie.
Just
Annie,
meet me to
Russell.
the airport.
What? It's just.
Because I aim to please. That's just my whole
the
life.
reality is if this person is giving 100, why are
Right.
you trying to give 20?
Why do I give 20? It's 100. It's no 50-50.
No.
It's 100.
It's unfair for two persons to be in a committed relationship and the other one burning out the other one.
Other one, yeah. But you're gonna make me tired, fatigued.
No,
feel
that's
unappreciated
fine.
and
I'm gonna
unappreciative.
resent you.
Yeah, because you're not checking for me like how I'm checking for you on my level.
And often you don't see it whilst you're in it.
No.
But when that detachment phase has come to a close and an end,
Yes.
and the scales from your eye, because you may just be in love,
Yeah.
but when the reality slap you off of your leg,
Off your leg.
and you're able to see everything clearly, the scales have been
Okay,
removed
wow.
from your eye. Sometimes you're ashamed to know that you endured what you endured.
You adore it.
And the bare minimum that you are getting isn't worth you being unhappy.
No.
I'm not an advocate of divorce.
No.
I don't believe in divorce.
No, I don't.
Unless you absolutely have to. If it's not, if your sanity is at stake,
Yeah,
and your
your peace
mental
of mind
health
is.
and your peace of mind
You
is
have
at
to.
stake to the point that it is getting you sick,
Mm-hmm.
then
You gotta
you
come
need
out.
to reevaluate.
Yeah,
some things.
reevaluate some stuff. And if the person just continue doing and just going in the same circle, not willing to change. See a lot of persons out society, they're looking in, or you don't know what that person enjoyed.
Yeah.
And once intimacy has gone, that's level of trust, communication, everything went out the door. So
And-
what do we have?
And then you have some persons who isolate you when it relates to intimacy, simply because they use it again, like we said earlier on the show. They weaponize it to try to get their way. So we had an argument, males and females.
Correct.
We had an argument. We're not going to have intimate time, meaning the hanky panky sex, or I'm not doing anything for you in relate. If I used to iron for you, male or female, I'm not doing it. If I used to wash for you, I'm soiling my clothes and I'm washing for me. Your clothes will remain in the dirty hamper because they're using that, and that's where the enemy creeps in and isolation happens.
Correct.
These little small things festers into big things, and before you know it, you wonder why this person, him or he or she, they're coming home later. Their work hours all of a sudden change.
Yes.
They're hanging out later. They're popping up, say, "Oh, I was with this friend whom you never met."
You never met.
And you're wondering, "Oh no, it was a tiny opening like the eye of a needle, and now it's like a door.
A whole door.
And then before you know, this person either, if they're not sleeping out, you can see the changes.
And so with women, both women and men, women, you have to understand, you are a beautiful imagery of God, also the men. But some women starts off wrong whereby if you don't get me whatever I want, you don't get me this. No. You don't do that. You don't do that. You don't bargain with your you don't do it. No, you don't bargain with them. Look, I given it to you whether you want it or not. I can slap you with that. So guess what? You ain't have no other choice. You be smelling me, feeling me all night until you decide.
So you initiate it, and women initiate.
I'm telling you.
You're married, that's your husband. We as men, you initiating that hanky panky time. That takes us to another level.
Yeah, if I call you, say, look here. Come home, you come back. Mister, come home 4:30. I get something for you.
I ride my bicycle home.
Come home. I need you. Come home.
Don't let my little child pass.
Oh, I will pick you up and say, we come back for this car. We going somewhere. I gotta get what I have to get. That's the fun of it. Look, we going to the beach late in the night. Yeah. You gotta be adventurous.
Y'all out here says she's skinny dip.
I tell you.
What?
You gotta be adventurous. Yeah, that's your significant other, you know.
I agree. And what the Bible says about the marital bed?
Wonderful.
Okay.
So you're mine.
Yeah, I agree.
You're my film young, you're everything, so I can slice you up any way I want. That's mine.
Slice you up.
Take whatever I want.
Elaborate.
Elaboration means no. We're not
violence.
talking about
Be
violence.
clear.
We're not talking about violence. In other words, I can have my way with you.
Because you got papers on it.
I have papers on you. I can handcuff you. I can do whatever I want to do. Put a hickey around your whole body. That's mine.
Yeah.
Okay.
But again, that term, I got papers on you. That's not meant to use it to manipulate and bully.
You can't go away. I have papers on you. No,
Because
it's not that.
we're married. We're not in a prison.
No, we're not.
When you're in a prison, you don't get no rights.
No, you go through the door.
I still have rights. But at the same time, you must be respectful with
Respectful with your significant others here. Respect goes
and on the last show, if you invite me to a dinner party, and because you don't like my wife, you send admit one.
No. I ain't coming.
That's the extra MD plate for the crickets and the roach if you have roach.
Yeah, I ain't coming because you have to respect my father.
You can't invite me and don't invite her.
No.
And
you can't invite me and don't invite him.
And if the table turn and you inviting her.
She ain't coming.
And if she go, I ain't gonna be home when you come home.
I'll be when you come home.
Because obviously You're telling them not to respect
Yeah.
by you
You know,
accepting
setting
that
precedents.
invitation.
Yeah, I'm not
Because
accepting.
in that moment you call and say, hey, if you can't
If I
say,
send off
was this an
a
error?
mistake,
This had to be an error. So who I sitting next to? So my significant other. Now if it's a baby shower, you know as men, we don't really.
men don't really like to go.
I mean, I'll go because I get it for the meatball.
Yeah. But baby showers are becoming adventurous now, so men.
Yeah,
Especially the baby gender and all these other stuff. The men them are there, they voting who's gonna have a boy or girl. Yeah.
The world is changing.
Yeah, it is.
But the reality is, do not allow lack of intimacy on any level
No.
to destroy what you have spent years to build.
To build. Because once it's gone, it's very hard to get it back. And sometimes you don't get it back. Because that's investment of time, you know.
Time spent.
Yes. And,
Time
and,
spent.
and that's why a lot of persons, you can't hip hop to build a sensible relationship. That's time. You have to think, you have to plan, you have to do all these things. So it hurts that you actually invest all this time. This person don't even value that. So you have to be very, you know, like I said, if I come out of a relationship, I don't know if I want to go back because it's going to take so much energy.
Yeah. To get to know someone, to know their facial expression if they're being untruthful,
Mm-hmm.
to just learn this person, it's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I know that you have some persons out there who makes it very easy. But you have some persons who just off the bat they just come off as so fake in a sense. So you have to now decipher is this a facade?
Mm-hmm.
Is this person being real?
Yes.
Are they love bombing me?
Oh.
And it takes so much energy.
Energy to try to figure that out when you could be going building such an empire.
But someone, because you have some persons who they know your potential, so they want to attach themselves
to you.
but they don't want
Suckers.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they are. So they want to suck, like how some persons would buy a hotel, suck the equity and the life out of this hotel, and then sell it for shares or whatever. So that's what they want to do. They see the potential in you, but they don't really want you. And even in some relationships, persons see the potential and they see what you offer. They don't want you, but they know the benefit you have to offer if you would go out to someone else. And they know it's so hard to find that same thing out there. They rather have one hand on Larry, the next hand on Joseph. And whenever they feel Larry is pulling because they know Larry brings
more
the benefit, they lean back on Larry. But they ain't letting Joseph go. So that's selfishness.
That's selfishness, yeah. It is. And it could actually be deadly.
Explain that. How can it be that?
Because when you see some persons they love hard. They give you their all. You understand? And mind you, they might have been scarred before and choose to give you a chance. And that's why I say intimacy comes with integrity. Love is integrity. Because I can say I love you today, but and tomorrow we end up in a divorce. So integrity has to bring me home. Integrity has to actually say, well, hey, this is the person I choose to be with.
Wow.
This is the person I choose to live the rest of my life with. How can we be happy? Why can't you just invest in a time? You're wasting time doing what? Then you two could be such a powerful team. You just...
You realize what you said? Team.
There's no ID.
Team. Now, if you're in a marriage and you're operating like separate entities, it goes back to 90-10.
Correct.
Someone's getting burned out. The weight is on someone's shoulder more than it should be. Whereas, if both of us are holding each other up, we can carry this load.
We can carry the load.
But if you don't realize that we are a team, I'm not your enemy. We must work. They are our enemies.
Yeah, so let's work together to keep them out. And so you just have to pray and just be loyal, truthful. It isn't going to be easy. No one is perfect. But guess what? Find creative ways to get your partner's attention, babes. I know you were upset. Like you said, the voice notes. I can listen. Because if I see you saying something, you might say, well,
when you calm down, you listen.
I can listen. And when I get home, the atmosphere is going to change because guess what? You already embedded something in me.
Right.
So I have to find a way to come to you. And me, especially if I want my things, I come in. That's about it.
I get it.
Yeah, because
And I wish I had, well, I don't have a tablet after what happened, but on my tablet, I have a list of stuff that I always say to weddings. Communicate. Never ever go to bed angry.
angry.
And allow the cheap person in the marriage to
Save the money. Yes.
You understand?
Correct.
And keep your family out of your business.
Business, for God's sake.
Because when I am okay with you and we don't make up,
The family still got mad.
they still mad. They what?
They still sell them on plate for you.
I just got to say, we come into the party and I get lobster and you get
Chicken.
the tip of the chicken wing. You don't even getting the whole wing. They cut the wing in half. So you have to be very responsible.
Yes.
What you tell your family.
Yes, correct.
Because when that pillow talk and all that.
And you don't tell your family your part though, what you did, what you played.
No, I'm transparent. I think I can tell you what I did.
No, I'm saying.
No, I'm speaking
for you. Yeah, I'm bold enough to say, well, I did X, Y, Z. And this is the the reaction.
Yeah, I'm transparent to say, okay. Because if I want to fix this, I can say my wrongdoing.
Yeah, me too. If I want to fix it.
So yeah, they are some of the key factors you have to be careful with.
Correct. That's wise counsel.
You have to be careful.
Please do. Don't let in-laws become outlaws. Please.
Well, say that again.
Don't let in-laws become outlaws.
Produce how much time we have? Because I can talk all night. Okay.
Yeah, so it's just knowing your intimate partner. Don't think sex is not gonna always fix it. You have to be able. It don't have to be sex. I could just rub your back. You might have a hard day. Massage your feet. Some people think that men's supposed to. You can do it to them too.
Because I know for a fact if a woman isn't in that mental state, sex would be the last thing on her mind.
Yeah.
So if I know you had a hard day, and I know I want something tonight, and like you said, I'm getting up early, I'm gonna cook. I might be clean all the way. I'm gonna half it.
That's fine.
When them children come, I can bathe them,
Feed them. Homework.
and push 2 gummy melatonin in their mouth,
And they go to bed.
so they can be dribbling on the pillow by the time it's you. And hey, I can bring you food. Because I'm trying to set the mood.
Set the mood.
But if you done come out, and this goes both ways, you done come from battling the world all day. And now you gotta come home to another fight.
No, you see how the church or everything.
No, like you done had a rough day.
Yeah.
The house is in chaos. I came home earlier than you did. And come on. So if you wanna get hanky-panky, you gotta make it easier.
Yeah.
And vice versa. You have a lot of men, even who don't drink, hang out to bars.
Correct.
And they hang out to the bars because the bartender might listen. You're listening and they only got a tip while they're gone. And in some instances, it's better to be out than be in. I come home when you're sleeping, so I don't have to hear about it.
Yeah, Robin.
So don't row your person out of your life.
No.
And that's good. We got some man who's row too.
What they tell
Right,
you?
Mr. Rowan? We got some man who's row just as much as woman and always bickering. Don't pick on the small things which you know can be fixed.
Be rectified.
You understand?
Correct. But we say, well, babes, I see you do this. I don't really like it. Could we find a different way to do this? The mere fact that you came to me and said it, I'm going to be, conscious of it.
Wow.
Because sometimes persons, men or women, they're not conscious of things that might irritate you. So you have to speak. You have to dialogue. Say, well, babes, that ain't working. Please change this. I really don't like it. And don't get upset. What you mean you don't like it?
But delivery is key too.
Yes, you got to know how. That's why I said soft word, turn away what?
Yeah. Delivery is key. And then you have to know how your person communicate. And not only that, we might be out and I do something you don't like. You don't even have to say it. You can just, the late queen used to use her bag for gesture. When she switched her bag on a different arm, her servants know, okay, get this person from around me, or move me to the next person. When she switched back, that means time is up, or I'm ready to go. So if you've taken the time to know your
Learn them.
You may just do this, and I know. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Let me calm this down. I being a bit too friendly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Or
Mm.
I'm upsetting him, or I'm upsetting her.
Yeah, because my face, I
Facial
am
expression,
guilty because my face speaks.
Yeah.
And no, and I will never disrespect my man in public. When we get home, that TV turning off.
Your significant other.
My significant that
Please,
TV.
woman, ladies and gents,
No, don't display your dirty clothes in public.
do not.
Do not.
And I see it happen so much to
Mm-hmm.
restaurants.
Mm-hmm. And if someone admires your significant others, one of the deadliest things is to show insecurity. Because then that makes the person a loophole to say, okay, I'm going to keep on tagging him. You understand? But if I am sure about my man, I don't care what you bring, boo boo. I got that lock.
Because you know what you're doing.
I got that lock.
You booking trips.
Mm-hmm.
You massaging back.
I got that
You
lock.
call in and ask them what you want to eat.
Yes.
Into the stories that I'm hearing,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of these females who are dating aren't doing half of that.
Mm-mm.
It is, what are you going to do for me?
Because I
You
have
have to show your
yeah,
hand
yeah.
for me to show
No, but that's
a
wrong.
little bit of interest. And I think it goes back to, you have so many persons who are, I wouldn't even want to call it casual dating. They are treating each other so disposable, whereas
Convenience.
if you ain't,
Friends with
like I
benefit.
say, making sense,
Mm-hmm.
someone else will. And I think this goes both ways, males and females.
Correct.
You understand? Because we may be caught and I may be trying with you, but you won't opening up the way I need you to open
Open
up.
up.
But Sally Sue, she ready to ride and whatever. We taking trips
Mm-hmm.
every week. She ain't got no job, but she on a plane every week. She's a frequent traveler. But that guy ain't never no video, no picture.
Mm-mm.
Someone tying a bikini strap in the back.
Yes, you're just there for.
You
Yeah.
see in the hands, the color shade change bi-weekly. So you know it's someone else.
Someone else, yeah.
So even in terms of that, you have some persons who, I think the sugar baby thing is alive and well. Well, I wouldn't even say well. It's alive in the Bahamas.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are someone who you have a social media presence or you are on social media, you see it. And you would have some persons who would say, well, I don't work boldly. I don't work. My bills are paid. My place, my rent is paid. My car note is paid. I'm able to travel frequently. I'm able to change my hairstyle. I'm able to go to every event as like a socialite.
Wow.
And I have an income, but I don't work. That's a reality.
Mm-hmm.
So, how do you think a normal Joe will feel when I come across someone who's, I guess, high maintenance in a sense because she has multiple persons paying her fares.
Mm-hmm.
So me who has one income, in a sense, I can't stand up to you. You're dating 5 persons, but you're not committed in a sense to all 5 of them. But 5, this one is doing your hair regularly. This one is paying for your trips. This one is paying. So, what would you say to someone like that? Because after a while, stuff is going to get tired.
Mm-hmm.
Your name is going to be stained.
Yes.
You won't always look the way you look now. Gravity will take effect.
Yeah. Going down.
And then you will want to settle down. And we got males out there who are gigolos as well.
Yes, they are. You have something.
And they're preying on the woman in the church. That's what someone tell me.
It's a possibility.
No, one of my guests, that's what she said. Yeah. So what would you tell to that young lady out there?
Value yourself. Settle down. There's a price to pay. There's always think of the consequences before you do any actions. It will prevent you and stop you from doing plenty things. Because trust me, there are consequences to every action. And so value yourself. There's someone special there for everybody. We are not perfect. None of us are perfect. But guess what? You could actually still set down and find someone that loves you, cares about you, and that will take good care of you. But you got to be able to settle.
So what are some of the signs you would say you look for to see if this person interest is real? What are some of the signs that
Their acceptance.
they're accepted? And what does that look like?
Acceptance.
Acceptance of what?
Acceptance of they're not more or less putting you or putting your back against the wall, whereby they're demanding things that they know that you
Compromise you?
compromise you, your integrity, cause you to do things that you're not normally doing. They do not respect who you are.
Mm.
So when you see a person say that so and so used to do this for me and stuff, I'm not so and so.
Don't compare me to Larry.
Yeah, you can't compare no one. Everyone is individual. Even the like I said, even identical twins don't have the same fingerprints. God designed us all for a particular purpose,
Right.
and we just have to find the right you.
The right you.
Mm-hmm.
The right you. That's deep.
Mm-hmm.
That's deep. That's definitely deep. So, do you think that you would want to be married again?
I would. I am married,
Okay.
and this is my take on it.
Mm-hmm.
I would. I'm not gonna stop unless I am happy.
Wow.
I deserve to be happy.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot worry about what society thinks, because at the end of the day, when that door closes, it's me. The tears on the pillow,
Mm.
the scar. There's no stitches fixing that scar. It has to take God and me to get that willpower to love again. I've been hurt, but it didn't make me bitter.
And that's important.
It made me stronger. I have endured a lot. You know, when persons take you for granted, but you're giving them your all,
Mm.
they take you for granted, and at some point in time, enough is enough.
Yeah.
You cannot stay.
Attachment phase. Right?
Yeah, so it doesn't matter. You can't worry. People say, "Oh, you get." I do not believe in divorce, but sometimes we put ourselves in this predicament,
I agree.
and we get involved, and you have to get out. If it's not healthy, you cannot stay.
Yeah.
I don't care what no one says. You could counsel a person, or you could carry, what you say, to the well,
Mm-hmm.
make them drink, but you're gonna stay for society, and then when you look, you're mentally abused, you're stressed, but to yourself,
Yeah.
no. Well,
But a lot of these same people who you're trying to save face for, who you feel will let down on you because you are divorcee. If you only know what they told in their house.
what they told in their house,
If you only know the tears, the abuse, mentally, physically, emotionally,
Mhm.
that they are currently enduring,
enduring.
but to save face, to be out there and looking like we are a united front, because that's what they are, a front.
Mm-hmm.
But behind closed door, back to isolation. You're in one room, I'm in the
And
other.
the next room,
Or
or
I'm in
you're
the
in
front
one
room.
house and another
Yeah,
house.
and some of them get to church on Sunday.
Don't miss.
We go
Don't
into
miss
church
it.
on Sunday and we sitting next to each other. But when we in that car, not a word.
Not a
When
word.
we are in that house, we are.
You better get Kentucky when you come home.
Because some persons they're doing it because they don't want to split the assets.
Mm-hmm.
But does it worth your happiness?
No, it doesn't. I can stand here and tell you it doesn't. Worth your happiness. Person say, "Oh, go to counseling," whatever the case is. If the person is continually, they know about what they're doing, and they're continually doing the same thing over and over. Then, how are you going to stay there? How are you expecting me to smile with you if you're pinching me? How?
Yeah.
You don't value me.
That's deep. How can I smile if you're pinching me?
I can't smile if you pinch. You're a flecking bean on me.
Yeah.
I am not perfect, but the thing is, the difference with me and you is I am willing.
And that's the thing. If one person
I'm willing to do better.
and the other isn't.
I'm willing to learn you.
Yeah.
I'm willing to invest time into you. So if you're
willing to apologize.
willing to apologize,
Accountability.
that's key.
Accountability.
I have to be accountable to you. And if you're not, and if you can't value that, and then my peace.
Listen. Peace is the most priceless thing ever. I never valued peace as much as I do now in this present moment. The peace of not having to worry. The peace of not having to be on eggshells I'm wondering what do I
Anticipating
do
we're gonna go, yeah.
to trigger a certain reaction. Peace of mind. That's so big.
That's so big.
I never, in my almost 36 years of life,
Mm.
I never appreciated the importance of peace as much as I do
As
now.
do you do now. You got to, in order to maintain your peace, you have to love you.
And that's important. Sometimes in relationships, we love one person so much that we mistreat ourselves, that we neglect ourselves, not only emotionally, but physically.
Mentally.
And if I'm no good to myself, how can I be good to you? How can I be good to you if I'm bleeding on myself? How do I expect you to be my band-aid when I'm inflicting?
I'm inflicting pain on myself,
because,
knowingly.
because I'm staying.
Because I'm staying.
And I'm allowing you to mistreat me.
To mistreat me.
Because I'm in love.
Because I'm in love.
That's crazy.
That's why Dr. Miles, he always used to say love is, he said, what love got to do with it? He said, I understand where with the lady name, I understand where she come from.
Tina Turner.
Tina Turner. Integrity stands out. It says that, look here. He said, this is an example that he drawn. He said his wife, when he said, you know your wife, look at her mother. But she's going to look at afterwards. Said her breast may be at 32 and her waist may be at 19 and whatever. Yes, when she didn't have them children, this could drop. But like you say, gravity. That's still the same woman.
Yeah. And even too, how does he or she respect their parents?
That's not the thing.
Because if you can't respect your mother or your father,
I could respect.
how would you expect him to respect you when he speaks to his mommy as though she's the child and he's the
love.
and vice versa? How can you expect her to respect you when she doesn't respect her dad? Who's the first person that she would love and look up to?
The example set up.
Yeah, even like with my daughter, I pour on Ava, and Ava's birthday is Saturday, by the way.
Happy birthday!
Even with Ava, I pour on her and I love on her. My baby's helped me fixing her hair. I can do edges, and she is telling me, you do edges so perfectly. And I do it. I cater to her and I love on her. And I talk, you're a lady, fix yourself. Because I'm the first person who she sees as a male to love on her. So I needed to know, hey, daddy sets precedents. Don't, what?
Correct.
I invest in you and I love on you and I cater to you this way because you deserve nothing
That's
but
the best. I don't let no one bring nothing less.
What? Not my boy, my girl.
That's correct.
And two, you must be careful when you have kids in these toxic environments.
That's another
Because
thing.
they are watching, and what they are watching is learned behavior. So she may feel as though this abuse is what I've seen my mother-in-law. He may feel the lack of intimacy and love and affection that I've seen my father-in-law is normal. So you have to be careful what you allow their normal to become.
What are you going to sacrifice for your ignorance?
And sometimes the same reason why you wanted to stay has to be the same reason you have to walk away for the kids. So we're down to 3 minutes. What is your final thoughts?
My final thoughts is tonight, just remember there are different levels of intimacy. You got to be able and willing to partake, be able and willing to invest, and just love on you and just go for it. That's all I can tell you. Just be willing. Just go for it.
Well, thank you everyone who took the time out to watch, listen, comment, and share. This has been yet another hard topic, I would say. We appreciate you for joining us on yet another Life Lessons with your host, Delano Carey, and I pray that your life be filled with good lessons. Good night.
Yes. Good night.
I used to have a misconception when it comes to dating.
The one who comes next
I used to want someone who will hold me down.
will not have to be reminded.
Like people would say, we're ride or die. But as I got older and experienced a lot of stuff when it relates to relationships, I don't want someone to hold me on anymore.
The one who comes next will not need a tutorial on how you should be treated.
What I want when I need someone to lift me up.
The one who comes next will know what they are supposed to do, so you don't have the responsibility of raising a grown-up that ain't your child.
You're tuning into Life Lessons with your host, Delano Carey, where we discuss hard, difficult topics.